Hello everybody, this is Retail Evolution, and today we're going to look at what went wrong with the former Kansas City shopping destination, Metro North Mall. Throughout most of the 20th century, the Kansas City metropolitan area was growing, and by 1970 it had a population of just over 1 million. Situated in both Kansas and Missouri, it is a truly unique area. Due to this massive growth, many neighborhoods began to pop up around the cities, and as a result, so did many shopping centers. In the early 1970s, they had added Independence Center, as well as enclosing the already existing Blue Ridge Mall. One of these malls that ended up being proposed during this time period was the Metro North Mall, located towards the north of Kansas City. Construction was finally completed in September of 1976. When the mall was opened, it had 125 stores, as well as 4 anchor stores: Macy's, JCPenney, the Jones store, as well as Montgomery Ward. The mall also contained an AMC movie theater and an arcade. The mall was an immediate hit, known for its unique style, which included 4 hot air balloons suspended in the air over a fountain. The only real change that occurred throughout the 70s and the 80s was the Macy's being replaced by a Dillard's in 1986. During the 80s, the area around the mall continued to develop with residential and commercial real estate. The mall would see an addition of a second AMC theater in 1990. The 90s would be the peak of the mall, with 150 stores, 4 anchors, and 2 theaters. There was also a lot of competition during this decade, as the Kansas City metropolitan area had over a dozen malls by this point, some of which were beginning to struggle. The problem for this mall really began in the early 2000s. In the year 2001, Montgomery Ward, one of the mall's largest anchors, closed after the company had declared bankruptcy. And if you know anything about a mall losing an anchor, you know it usually results in foot traffic greatly decreasing in that area of the mall. That is exactly what ended up happening, and soon after, many stores near the closed anchor began to also close. The mall ended up losing both AMC movie theaters just 1 year later in 2002. Luckily for the mall, however, that year MC Sporting Goods ended up opening in part of the closed Montgomery Ward. By this point, however, the occupancy rate of the mall began to seriously drop. The mall was also being hammered by competition from other malls like Independence Center Mall. Things got worse for the mall in 2004 when Zona Rosa, a shopping complex, opened just down the street from the mall. By this point, many stores within the mall relocated to Zona Rosa. By 2006, the occupancy rate had fallen to around 50%, and the Jones store anchor was replaced with a Macy's after their parent company was purchased by them. In the year 2007, the Dillard's anchor changed into a Dillard's clearance center, now only using the upper floor. By 2008, the mall's problems significantly worsened when it was announced that both Dillard's and JCPenney would be closing their doors, as Dillard's would be relocating to Zona Rosa. Just 1 year later, it was announced that MC Sporting Goods would close their doors after being open for only 7 years. This left Macy's as the mall's sole surviving anchor. The 2010s proved to be the final decade for this mall. In 2010, the mall's occupancy rate was only 17% and decreasing fast, so the owners started to look at ways to redevelop the property. The owners ended up planning on demolishing the mall and replacing it with a smaller 1-story mall with 2 anchor stores. After getting control of the former Dillard's, which had different owners at the time, it seemed that the mall was ready for redevelopment, which was expected to cost over $200 million. In 2014, the mall, with only 2 stores left inside, closed, and the redevelopment was expected to start soon. These plans fell through, however, after developers struggled to find tenants to take part in the new mall. And in 2015, the mall ended up being sold with the plan to demolish the mall for a mixed-use area containing retail, offices, and luxury apartments. By 2016, the mall had been closed for only 2 years, but looked like it had been closed for 20. A well-known photographer named Seth Lawless actually visited the property around this time and took many photos showing the decay of the mall. I will leave a link to the article in the description so you can see it. The demolition of the mall and its 3 closed anchors began soon after, leaving the Macy's as the last surviving part of the mall. As we look at these development plans, we can see how different this area is going to be. And it is interesting how the Macy's, seen on the left of the plans, is being incorporated into the new mixed-use development. What I find really cool is the addition of T's Shorts, an entertainment venue containing a golf course, shown towards the top of the plans. As we look at the satellite image of the property, it can be seen that the T's Shorts has been completed and the luxury apartments are currently being constructed. Overall, it is good to see that this once successful area, filled with people, will be successful again. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the mall could have been saved? Also, if you live in Kansas City, are you excited about this new area being constructed? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.